Om Sai Ram, and I welcome all of you to yet another fresh episode of Shree Swami Samarth's Biography. And as promised, today we start with Lord Narasimha Saraswati's incarnation, which is the incarnation after Lord Sripad Sri Vallabh. So, without any more delay, let's dive deep into his life, his incarnation. It's going to be a bit detailed episode, a bit longer one compared to the other ones. Please bear with me. So, in Kuravpur, Lord Sripad Sri Vallabh, if you remember, he had promised a Brahmin woman, her name was Ambika, that he would take birth as her son. He had also promised a washerman that he would meet him in his next life, if you remember. If not, please go back to the previous episodes and you can get an in-depth detail of these incidents. To fulfill these promises, Lord Sripad Sri Vallabh incarnated as Sri Narasimha Saraswati. This is the second incarnation of Lord Dattatreya. So, Narahari, an incarnation of Lord Dattatreya. In Karanjnagar, in Akola district of Maharashtra state, Ambika from Kuravpur took rebirth in a Brahmin family. She was named as Amba Bhavani with great affection. Amba became her nickname. Since early childhood, she observed the religious vow of Pradosh. At the age of 13, she got married to a young man named Madhav. Madhav resided in the same town and was a learned person. He was also a devotee of Lord Shiva. Both of them observed the religious vow of Pradosh with great devotion. In January in the year 1378, Amba gave birth to a beautiful child. Lord Dattatreya himself had reincarnated again in this birth as Amba's child. The child, instead of crying, uttered the Omkar chant. Observing this strange phenomenon, the horoscope of the child was developed. The astrologer predicted that this child would grow up to have a special and unique identity. The child was named as Narhari with great enthusiasm. When Narhari was 3 months old, Amba took him on her lap to breastfeed. But she found that his hunger was not completely satisfied with her breast milk. Therefore, she asked her husband to arrange for cow's milk. Hearing these words of his mother, Narhari softly touched the breasts of his mother and miraculously they were soon overflowing with milk. As soon as he grew, he was not able to speak anything except uttering the Omkar chant. His parents earnestly desired to hear his stammering words. Very often they tried to speak to him expecting to hear his indistinct words in return. But he used to smile and remain quiet. Years passed and Narhari always maintained his silence. His mother Amba became very nervous, assuming that her son Narhari might actually be dumb. This thought gave her throbbing mental pain. Unable to bear the thought of possibility of her son being dumb, she started praying fervently. She was completely heartbroken with sorrow. In the meanwhile, Narhari observed his mother's sorrowful state and listened to her words as well. Then one fine day, Narhari went near his mother, wiped her tears, and touched a metallic utensil kept in a corner with his hand. In an instant, the metallic utensil turned into gold. His parents realized that this boy is not a common being, but indeed a superhuman. Yet, as a mother's heart, Amba was not satisfied without listening to the sweet words of her son. Therefore, Narhari convinced his mother and made signs that he would start talking after his thread ceremony. Amba became very happy, and then she understood the meaning of these signs and carried out his thread ceremony with great pomp. People invited for the ceremony gossiped about how this dumb boy could chant the Gayatri mantra, because after the thread ceremony you are expected to chant the Gayatri mantra. But this little child doesn't know how to speak yet. His father taught him the sacred Vedic hymn, But Narhari did not utter a word. His parents lost all hopes. Once all the sacrificial rituals were over, Narhari, in his ascetic garb, stood before his mother to receive alms according to the traditions. As soon as he received the alms from his mother, Narhari instantly started uttering the Rig Veda. When he received alms for the second time, Narhari started uttering Yajur Veda. And on the receipt of the third set of alms, he started reciting the Sam Veda. His parents were overjoyed. All the people present in the ceremony were astonished with this miracle and started glorifying Narhari with shouts of victory. Once the thread ceremony was over, Narhari spoke to his mother. As per religious practice, after the thread ceremony, one has to go to Kashi for religious studies. Now I have to render service to my guru and then beg for alms. Hearing this, she said, "Son, I was eagerly waiting since a long time to hear you speak. Today I felt myself blessed by hearing the Vedas from you. Under this circumstance, how can you think of going to Benares? You are our only son. If you go to Benares, who will look after us in this old age?" She started crying. Instilling confidence in her, Narhari said, "Mother, I am not born for household entanglement. I have to carry on the mission for which I have taken birth. You should continue to observe the religious vow of Pradosh, and you will be blessed with 4 more sons to look after both of you." Then Narhari placed his hand on his mother's head and said, "Keep this as a secret. Don't divulge it to anyone." So saying, Narhari blessed her with divine grace, and soon Mother Amba remembered everything about her previous birth. When this remembrance of the past birth appeared in front of her, she regained herself after that and was overcome by motherly affection. She realized that Narhari is indeed the reincarnation of Sripad Sri Vallabh Swami and was bent on accepting asceticism. He was not meant for a householder's life. So she prayed to him, "Wait until I get a second son, and then I shall permit you to go to Benares." Narhari replied, "Why one? I shall wait until you have 2 sons. Are you happy now?" Within a year, Mother Amba gave birth to twin sons. After 3 months, Narhari spoke to his parents. "Both your sons are blessed with long life. You would get 2 more sons and a daughter. So now permit me to go on my mission. Now I am going to Badrika forest, and after a period of 30 years, I will come back here to meet you." So saying, Narhari took blessings from his parents and started on a long pilgrimage. So this was about the first part of Narhari's life. And then later, in the next week, in the next episode, we will delve deeper into Narhari's asceticism and then how gradually he became Sri Narasimha Saraswati Swami. With this, I would like to end this episode for the week. Om Sai Ram. Jai Shree Swami Samarth. Jai Narasimha Saraswati Swami.